Right.
Let's move to one of Bree's favorite players, Derrick Rose.
Let's go.
Let's
I
go.
love this topic. I love it.
Yeah, so Derrick Rose got his jersey retired in Chicago. Big deal. Really big deal, dog.
Right.
Your jersey up there with some greats, dog, including the GOAT. Right. But Draymond Green was on this podcast and he said some things. He was giving Derrick Rose his flowers, and he wanted to go a step further to show you how important Derrick Rose was to Chicago by saying
Derrick Rose or LeBron.
Derrick Rose. He's the most important player in Chicago basketball sports, including Michael Jordan.
And shout out to D Rose having his number one retired in Chicago by the Bulls. What D Rose means to the city of Chicago, not meant, means to the city of Chicago. There's not one bigger person in the city of Chicago than Derrick Rose. Make no mistake about it. You heard what I said. There is not one bigger person that means more to the city of Chicago than Derrick Rose. With all due respect to MJ, I love MJ. We all wanted to be like Mike. Doesn't mean more to the city of Chicago than Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose stops everything. Derrick Rose stops crime. Derrick Rose can walk around Chicago, no problem. But man, youngest MVP in league history, right in the Chicago Bulls jersey. When the Chicago Bulls were struggling for years after Mike, Derrick Rose came and saved the franchise. I still remember D Rose coming. Remember, he missed a year and all of that. Then he came to USA camp. We were in practice. I was on a select team at that time. And he was coming down, dribbling the ball, like in transition. And man, I stepped up at the free throw line, like broke down in my stance to guard. And he hit me with the fastest boom, boom. And I was way over there. He was laying the ball up. Again, this is D Rose after the injury. I had never seen someone double cross and that explosive to a layup in my life.
Y'all buying it?
No.
Actually, I would love to actually speak on this. Okay, hear me out, because the other day when Bruce talked about it, I definitely was on the side of you can't talk about MJ, but then listening more to what he was saying, he emphasized means into the city. And when you look at what Joakim Noah said about Derrick Rose, he said he's a people's champ. Like, he means a lot to the city. He was born there. Like, it just, the people genuinely respect and love him. So I think it's more so like he's a people's champ, and then the basketball was just even a better addition to it. That's what I think he was trying to make a point about, because he does more for the city of Chicago than Michael Jordan did. In basketball terms, maybe not, but I'm talking about as the city as a whole. I think that's where he was coming from when he said it.
Before you go, Bruce, let me get this off. I love this. I love this topic. I lived in Chicago at the time of Derrick Rose's career beginning. When he won the state championships at Simeon High School, when he was like, everybody was like, oh, this dude's about to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? When he went to Memphis, the city, Chicago has its black eyes, right? We already know what the deal is with Chicago. But when Derrick Rose was coming up, the city had never been so unified and behind one person. It didn't matter what you claimed or what part of the city you was from. It didn't matter, because when Derrick Rose, everybody was rooting for Derrick Rose. Everybody was like, the city needs Derrick Rose. Then when it just so happened that the Bulls was picking number one, and Derrick Rose it was going number one, coming home, the hometown kid. As far as what he did for the city of Chicago, like, Derrick Rose can walk around out there and it's good. Trust me, Derrick Rose can walk through Chicago and it's good. What Michael Jordan did for the city of basketball was sports related. Yeah, the 6 rings, the championships, the glory for the team. But as far as what Derrick Rose did for the city, Derrick Rose did more for the city of Chicago than MJ did.
And he's doing more right now.
Okay. Okay, so this can go a few ways, right? So first, can we take this clown Draymond out of it? Let's stop that right now. We know exactly what that's about when it comes to Draymond. We know that's clutch payroll talking. That's take a shot any way I can at Michael Jordan, because that makes LeBron happier, and maybe I'll have to spend less time in my knee pads, right? That's what this is about for Draymond. Real talk. We know what that is. That's one. 2, the same argument that before we even get to Jordan, the same argument being made for Derrick Rose and the love from the city of Chicago. Up until MJ became MJ, Isaiah Thomas was that for the city of Chicago. Up until MJ, took over, right? Zeke was that, right? Homegrown kid. Even though he was in Detroit, he was still beloved by the city of Chicago. It's only until MJ became MJ and, Zeke and the Pistons did what they were doing. So I think that is, I think that's the difference in what we're talking about. So we could compare Zeke to Derrick Rose in terms of love by the city of Chicago. Now we come to Michael Jordan. Obviously, don't need to run down the bona fides on the basketball court. But even if you look at it, did Michael Jordan not have the economic impact on the city of Chicago similar, obviously not dollar for dollar, but similar in terms of time frame, like what LeBron has had for the city of Cleveland, right? In terms of all the money generated, all the tickets sold, all the revenue, all the restaurants, so on and so forth. Michael Jordan did the exact same thing for the city of Chicago. So what is this business of Derrick Rose has done more for the city and means more to the city? It doesn't add up. And this is not me. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm not from Chicago. I've been in Chicago twice in my life. Great city. But I'm not from there. I'm not per se a Jordan fan. I'm not per se a Derrick Rose fan. So I really don't care either way. But I just find it disingenuous. And I think that I can be objective about it in how I see it. One, we know what Draymond's doing. Two, if we look at it, Isaiah was Derrick Rose before Derrick Rose. And if we look at it, Michael Jordan did just as much, if not more, for the city from an economic and basketball standpoint that Derrick Rose ever did. Because there's no way you can tell me one MVP and a couple of deep playoff runs can match up to 6 championships and 2 three-peats. And I'm not just talking on the floor, I'm talking off of it. It doesn't. But
so I think that's the problem that people are getting hooked up on. Nobody's saying Derrick Rose did more economically or sports-wise. It's emotional and sentimental because this kid from Chicago gave all these other kids the hope and the belief and something to believe in and something to look up to, because everybody's like, oh, you got these guys that make it in the league and I can kind of relate. But for the city of Chicago, he was every kid in Chicago.
So you think Hardaway that also? Tim Hardaway was that too. Tim Hardaway's a Chicago city legend, right? Chicago is, if you ask me, my humble opinion, right there with New York and Baltimore as like the best basketball cities in the country. So like all these cats that came out of Chicago, and I get it, Derrick Rose is loved, and maybe we see it differently because we have recency bias and because of the power of social media amplifying everything. But I wouldn't say that Derrick Rose was any more loved than Zeke was, than Tim Hardaway was, and I'm sure a bunch of other cats coming out of the city.
But let me ask you this: how many of those guys played for the hometown team like Derrick Rose did?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
How and Derrick Rose, did he win any championships? No, but the fact that the team that he was on, the team that he was a part of, was the closest thing to glory since Mike's Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
So not only was he the kid that made it out of Chicago, playing for Chicago, you know what I'm saying, they were also competing at a high level, giving Brian work consistently every year. They wasn't laying down. They was 50, and I think they got 60 wins one year, maybe. They were competing in they were the 1 seed one year. I think matter of fact, the year he blew his knee, they were the 1 seed.
Just the one, yeah.
But they were in the playoffs, and it was something. That's what I'm saying. The emotional and the sentimental value to the city of Chicago. That's why he means more to Chicago than Mike did. Mike, economically, sports wise, absolutely. I mean, you can't discount the 6 rings. You can't, none of that. Cool, we got that. Mike is not from the city. Mike, you know what I'm saying? But the kid, the hometown kid from the city, grew up, went through the entire pathway, minus college, but went to Memphis. But like, you came from the bricks of Chicago, got drafted by Chicago, and you put everything on the line that you had for Chicago. That means more to the fans in the city of Chicago, but emotionally wise than what Mike did sports and economically wise.
So that's a fair argument, except for how long did he even play for Chicago? 3 years?
8 years.
He played for Chicago for 8 years?
Yes.
Yeah. The longest he's played on any team.
Don't even know that. I bet most people don't even know that. most people would say 3 or 4 years because, after the knee, not nearly the same player, right? And again, maybe you're just talking about Chicago, but I don't know. But I gave my stance, so I'm going to pass the mic.
Well, look, I think the reason why so many people split on this is because Michael Jordan grabbed a different Chicago audience than D Rose. D Rose grabbed
his generation.
City. He grabbed the inner city, right? MJ probably grabbed that as well, but MJ was a corporate level type dude. D Rose wasn't that. D Rose means everything to the streets and the urban community, inner city, black.
He's the dream that was lived out. If MJ paved the way, he was one of the first to do it for them. If that makes sense.
I mean, it's a rapper in Chicago named D Rose, and he was a murderer too. Yeah.
Okay. So we just forgetting Zeke that, right? So
I mean, Zeke,
but Zeke went and played for Detroit,
Chicago, and he didn't play for Chicago. But what?
He don't got his jersey hung up right now.
Yeah.
No, I get it. But the reason I brought up Zeke is until Michael Jordan, took over, Zeke was, even though he was in Detroit, he was pretty much Derrick Rose before Derrick Rose in terms of homegrown kid being loved and meaning everything to the city, which is part of the reason he hates Mike now, because Mike took that from him. But you see what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, the whole D Rose thing, recency bias, I believe, plays a lot into that. And I'm not trying to disrespect D Rose or what he means to the city. I'm just saying, me being a total outsider, not having a dog in the fight, I feel like I could look at that objectively.
But none of those guys can say they were rookie of the year, second year All-Star, third year MVP. Nobody could say that.
Okay, Zeke can't say that.
I don't like it.
He can say the other two parts.
I don't like getting in. That's why I threw it. That's why I put it in there. I don't like getting into the hypotheticals too much. Mm-hmm. But if he did not get hurt, I don't even think we'd be having this conversation right now. I hate to get into. I really don't. I'm doing it, but I'm just saying, if Derrick Rose didn't get hurt,
he probably would.
I don't even think we would be having this conversation right now because that's how great he would be. Yeah, for sure.
He gets one ring for
sure. He was on a tear that year.
For sure.
For sure. It might have been the year he blew his knee.
We can't say tear and Derrick Rose in the same sentence no more. Stop.
It might have been the year that he blew his knee. That year he was wilding.
Hey, K Soprano making a good point. Like D Rose grabbed the same audience that AI did, just in Chicago. It was that same thing. So
kids that look like him, it made it more believable that they could achieve the same life, because it wasn't like he went to some prep school, private school, high school. He went to Simeon, which is the heart of Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Got them 2 back-to-back state championships. Like we're watching this guy rise to the top, be the cream of the crop, go to Memphis, get drafted number 1 overall to the hometown team. I mean, if you talking about heartstrings and stories and movies to be made, the material is there. It's all right there. So again, nobody is questioning the economic impact, the sport impact that MJ had. He's got that. But the emotional attachment and the sentimental value that D Rose has with the city of Chicago and the city of Chicago has for D Rose, it means more especially when a lot of his generation, the people that came up around the same time that he came up, are essentially the old heads now that are the umbrella for the generations coming up. And this is the generation that's watching basketball now. And they're telling stories about, man, D Rose used to be like this. Let me show you this video of D Rose. D Rose used to be this cat. I remember when D Rose was at Simeon doing this. I remember when D Rose was at Memphis doing that. That's the generation that's going on right now. That's like a good chunk of Chicago.
So you're making my point for me then. Recency bias is playing a huge role here. Because I'm pretty sure if you talk to the generation right before me, they're going to say that about Isaiah. They're going to.
But here's the thing,
recent is an advantage. Yeah, recency bias is a thing, but it's still legit, because nostalgia is a thing as well. It's a lot of older players who still get more clout than the newer generation because they just came first. So I mean, yeah, you can have that type of bias and you can have recency bias. It worked in both favors, but I mean, but for Chicago, if Isaiah would have played for Chicago, then maybe. But I mean, come on, like Michael Jordan was overshadowing him. And that's part of why he hate Mike. Michael Jordan was getting more love in his own city than he was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
and it didn't help that he played for a rival team.
Correct.
Was that really a rivalry until then? But anyway, that's a whole different.
D Rose grew up in those streets, played in those streets, and played professionally in those streets. That weighs a lot for that city.
And then went back to the streets, and now he's giving back to them in a whole different level. And
I ain't gonna lie to you,
raising his family. I just think it's a great example for them. He does a lot for the city, for young men, on and off the court.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, Adidas historically makes some terrible shoes, but niggas was in line buying some D Roses.
And they was Adidas.
Okay,
ugly too,
real
not
quick.
gonna lie. I'm sorry.
What does that mean? Cats was in line buying strawberries too. So what does that mean?
Well, Starburst was $15 at Stephen Barry's.
It wasn't no line. I can tell you that right now.
And D Rose got a shoe. D Rose got a shoe when it was cool. D Rose got a shoe when it was still cool to get a shoe. When it wasn't oversaturated by everybody getting a shoe. He was one of those top guys that got a shoe. When he got it,
D-Rose dropped
it was like, dang, he got a shoe. That was rare.
And then like you're further like living the dream of the people in your city. Like, man, kid from the hood, made it all the way to the league, got a signature shoe. You know what I'm saying? Like these is things that hold heavy to the people of Chicago.
We ain't hear nothing from Britne yet.
I'm sorry, Britne.
I want to hear what Britne think.
I mean, look, I just think it depends on who you are. I think if I'm a fellow Chicagoan, I don't know, from Chicago, I don't know how they say it.
I think that's Chicago.
Then yeah, I could understand why D Rose would probably mean way much more because of what Chris is saying. If I'm from outside of Chicago, which I am, then I might go with MJ because of, what my experience is with him and his sneakers and just the world view of who he is. But trying to think like, okay, so the attachment at one point kind of broke between Philly and Kobe, if y'all know that story. Mm-hmm. But when Kobe first came out, Philly had such a love and appreciation and the support for Kobe. So I kind of understand from that standpoint on why D Rose would mean so much more to Chicago. It's more of a sentimental thing. Like, yo, he was one of us. He came through. Like, we know D Rose's story is his story. Man, he made it through the mud. Then I mean, I kind of understand. And then he goes to, like Chris said, he goes to high school. He wears Benji Wilson's number. We all know the story of Benji Wilson. So, and how much he meant to that city. And then give that to D Rose. He was the next guy. So it's just like, I'm kind of leaning towards more D Rose because of the sentimental value of this, but I get what MJ did.
So what you're saying,
right?
What I was saying is that the sentimental value outweighs everything else. That's what you're saying.
Because that pulls at your heartstrings. You pulling at people's heartstrings.
Not that type of okay.
Yeah, and also we're talking about the comment that was made, and like we're addressing the comment, right? And I think it's been taken out of context to solely focus on basketball. The one time we're only focused on basketball is the one time I disagree, which is kind of ironic because I love when we just keep it ball. I really do. But this is I think a special circumstance. He's getting his jersey hung up, retired, everything that he has going on right now, and what he's contributed to the game off the court. I think it does matter more in this situation for sure.
By the way, let me be clear. I'm not trying to diss Derrick Rose at all. I'm just saying.
That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like.
Hey,
and I some people might feel that way about it, but I want to make it clear I'm not trying to do that.
Nah, for sure.
This makes for a great show.
Against LeBron, I was like, D Rose.
You made some valid points, and it's true on what you're saying. I just think when it comes to the heart, And I think it's just D Rose matters more to that city than MJ.
I think that's crazy, but I understand the argument.
All right, we got the phone lines open, y'all. The number is scrolling on the bottom of your screen, 442-288-9352. Call in. Let's get your thoughts on this conversation about Derrick Rose and MJ. Who was more important to the city of Chicago, man? We want to hear it. There's a lot of people in the comment section that got opinions. Robin, I want you to call in because Robin is beside himself in the comments.
I know he
MJ. I'm like, what?
Y'all got Robin all the way effed up right now.
It's MJ.
Get this, yeah, Robin is high. All right, caller from what's good? Alabama, Mobile. What's up?
Hey, what's going on?
What's popping, man? Siobhan, what's good? Ain't heard from you in a while. Where you been, boy?
Where you been, boy?
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
What's good? What's your thoughts?
Hey.
Hey, my thoughts. I agree with everybody. I would say this: Derrick Rose. I always feel like Derrick Rose, Isaiah Thomas, Michael Jordan. They all meant something to Chicago in just different ways. But in defense of MJ, I do agree with Bruce. But I go back even further than the championships. A lot of people don't remember, or maybe they just some people just don't do their history research. When MJ got drafted to the Bulls were not a good team. They were a terrible organization. People frowned upon the Chicago Bulls, and it wasn't until they drafted MJ where it was like, oh my God, we have hope. We have this light. Oh, we got this guy on our team. Who would have thought you can get somebody like that on your team?
Yeah.
So that just brought a different hope and light and life to not just the Bulls organization and to fans, but to that entire city. So that's another aspect I think kind of goes, missing when people talk about why MJ was important to Chicago. Like, it wasn't just the organization. It was the whole city. Because people, remember in the documentary that like folks called Chicago like the coke team?
Yeah.
During that time, the NBA had a lot of people on drugs and alcohol and all that kind of stuff. So, and Chicago was not a place that players actually wanted to play in.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's something that people forget, or they just don't know prior to MJ getting drafted there. So when he gets there, it's like, oh my God, we can do something. Like, we finally got something to cheer for outside of like the Chicago Bears. And the when y'all were talking about Derrick, I agree completely. I do think Derrick means so much because I was very happy for his jersey retirement. I was like, finally, he's getting his just due.
Yeah.
After everything that he's been through. He does mean a lot to Chicago, more so I think the inner city.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he means a lot to Chicago as a whole, because you got different parts of Chicago. But in terms of the inner city and kids who grew up in that time that Derrick was playing for Chicago, it is going to hold a little more, maybe in some aspect to them, because they weren't around when MJ was doing his thing.
Well, let me ask you what you think about how people were saying like D Rose can walk all through Chicago and be fine, no bodyguards, no nothing. And
I think
that might be true.
MJ could too.
Well, MJ can't walk nowhere. MJ can't walk nowhere.
I think he could.
MJ can't walk nowhere. Not in America.
You remember, once upon a time, MJ get out there and play on those blacktops.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it was some snipers on the roof.
He ain't got pooled like that.
It was snipers on the roof. MJ can't go nowhere, dog. MJ is too big for the in the season. They're rob MJ clean, dog. They'll rob MJ clean. He needs protection like the president, though. That's a whole different level, man. Bruce, Bruce.
I guess. I mean, if you put it like that, I mean, well, I guess that's what comes with being the greatest of all time.
Correct. Bruce, your witness.
Because there ain't nobody else doing that. If that's gonna be the case, you know, what you gonna do? What can you say? You know, but like I said, with Derrick, he does mean so much to Chicago because he is the people's champ, and he is the first to come out of there to play for that team. Not saying that guys like Tim Hardaway and Isaiah, which we know Isaiah wanted to play for the Bulls, but they didn't draft him.
Yeah.
So, and so everybody, most guys who are from there have, you know, they have an impact in Chicago and in their communities in different ways, you know, but what is Derrick's bonus is the fact that he was drafted number 1 by the Bulls and he got to play there and he's had success there.
Yeah.
Because would we have the conversation about him if let's just say he was drafted there, but he didn't have the type of success there?
Yeah. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it's different ways you can take it, but I'm still happy for him because it's well deserved.
Yeah, 100%.
It's well deserved. So that's all I have.
Thank you so much, Siobhan. Thanks for the call.
We need somebody from
Thank
Chicago.
you. Y'all have a good one.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all this.
We need somebody from Chicago to call in and answer this.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I definitely need somebody from Chicago. Where are you at, Shay J? Shay J is from Chicago, and she got a lot of insight. Shay J, if you're in the chat, man, call up. But let me ask y'all a question about some of the names that we heard. We heard Isaiah's name. I seen somebody say Mark Aguirre in the comment section. He's Chicago.
Yeah, bad man.
Yeah, bad. Yeah. He got his jersey retired as well over the weekend. But nobody said D Wade. So if we rank them, if we go Michael Jordan, Isaiah, Mark Aguirre, D Wade, D Rose, rank that from 1 through 5 as far as importance to Chicago.
Mike, Zeke, Rose, Aguirre, Hardaway.
What about Wade?
Oh, you know, it's so funny. I don't think anyone even like because he's from Chicago. Nobody even, he's so synonymous with Miami, the whole Wade County thing. Yeah. I don't think anyone even thinks about Wade in Chicago, honestly. Even though he grew up.
It's so unremarkable. People forget he played in Chicago.
Yeah, right. I think he's so synonymous with Miami. Go ahead, Britne.
I'm with you, Bruce. It's like we know he's from there and he says it all the time, but it just feels like he represents Miami way more than Chicago. I'm not saying that's what he does. I don't know him. It just feels like that every time, we see him in an interview or he's talking. It's always about something going on in Miami. So I just feel like he became more Miami than anything.
Is it because he looks like Rick Ross if he lost weight?
No.
Could it be that? Caller, Nino, what's up? Hey, Bruce, take this one for me because I've been talking too much. Or Chris, either one.
Nino's my guy. What up, Nino? What you got, brother?
Well, man, Bruce, you way out of line, man. This is what I be saying, bro. It gotta be a disconnect. Do you think Michael Jordan and like Mel says, you ain't thinking you just thinking from an old school perspective, which is cool. That's your perspective.
How about old school? Go ahead.
But we talking about right now, the youngest, the YN, whatever y'all call them, man. My cousin here from Chicago. It ain't close. It ain't close. They ain't.
My bad, guy.
I'm saying you gotta think, like Bree said. Half of the guys coming up, they heard of Mike. They know what Mike did. They respect Mike. They love Mike too. But we talking about a guy that's from the street, from the mud. Like you think I'm a big Bron fan, right? Al Jefferson is from me and Al Jefferson from Prentice, Mississippi.
Yeah.
Both from Prentice, Mississippi, Prentice High School. You think I care more about Bron than Al Jefferson?
Al Jefferson better than Jokic.
Hey, Mel, boy, I know I love Mel Tate.
Al Jefferson was a bad man. He was a Celtic, Nino, and he was getting like 20 and 10 before they put him in that KD trade. KG, I should say.
Hey, I love it.
He was
But so what I'm saying, what I'm just trying to say, when you somebody from your soil that you know, it hit way different. It hit way. It ain't it like
I hear you, Nino, but let me say this. You said I'm looking at it from an old school perspective. Let's say that's the case. How is that any different from, to your point, the YNs having the recency bias? How is that any different?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's just and I think one of y'all said that's all it is, an error thing. The feeling that I'm trying to tell you, the feeling that MJ gave y'all, D Rose gave them that. No, it didn't have to be no championship or nothing. Like Chris said, when he was in high school, they had that same feeling. So it's they seem to come up. You wasn't following it like that, so you ain't gonna see it.
Well, no, Nino, and I hear you, but I'm just, like I said, to me, I don't know if you heard what I said about it earlier, but to me, it doesn't make sense that if you have three categories, right? You have the on the court, you have the emotional that they brought up, and then you have the economic financial impact. I don't know how one outweighs the other two. For me, that's just looking at it from a purely rational perspective. I don't know how one can outweigh the other two. That's all I'm saying.
I'll put it to you like this, Bruce. I feel like the best way that I can say this is that what Jordan means to basketball fans around the world is what D Rose means to the people of Chicago.
That's a good way of putting it.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it is.
They see it right there.
So Jordan,
That's the best way I can put it.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, Nino. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, that caller that was calling from Illinois, call back.
And while you're calling back, just wanted to give an update. Nuggets are up 33-27 in the first quarter. Joker has 9 points in 7 minutes.
Oh, and Mel.
Caller, what's up? Well, hold on. Go ahead, Britney.
I was gonna say I put Candace Parker way above D Wade to represent Chicago.
That's crazy.
I love that. I truly love that.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Where you calling from?
I'm originally from the South Side.
All right. We need your phone call, man. Hey, go ahead and school us. Yeah, tell it. I'm gonna give you all the time you need. Go ahead.
I'm a year younger than Pooh.
Okay.
We a day apart.
Yeah.
So
he called him Pooh. Hey, you called him Pooh, so I already know you know what's going on. Go ahead.
Matter of fact, my cousin went to the same school he went to, like 3 years above him, Simeon. But anyway, I love D Rose to death. He definitely had the city going crazy when he had that run with him and Noah and them. But I seen the last 3 years of Mike. I remember the last three-peat. Anywhere you go, if Mike came right now on the block, he finna have grown ass men. Mike, this nigga MJ over here. Everybody, Pooh ain't finna get the same. Shorty's Pooh like one of the guys, kind of like, what up, Pooh? What's good, bro? All you out here? He ain't finna get the same. Boy, even for the young niggas, you still wear Jordans. He's the greatest player ever. Do you know how proud Chicago we are to hold up Jordan as having to be the greatest player to ever play basketball? Stop it. So Jordan always gonna have that love over D Rose. I'm sorry but he got the street cast. Oh, Pooh definitely got love. He go anywhere he want. But it's gonna be a whole different momentum with Jordan coming through.
Any rebuttals?
I feel like
cut
still,
your YouTube off in the back. Cut your YouTube in the background.
My bad.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Chris.
I feel like that's still kind of going to like how we splitting up on both sides, but I think that also plays into the fact that like those grown men that'll be chasing Mike is more so like fanning out. I don't think that's like real love. I think that's just the fact that you're starstruck that you see in Mike. But D Rose gets love in the city. Like the city loves D Rose.
Hold on now, Chris. You got somebody from the shop. None of us, as far as I know, are from Chicago.
I ain't moved to Iowa till I was like 30.
Right. So you got somebody on the line who can actually speak
I've been through all that. I've been over East, South Shore, West Side. Come on. D Rose definitely get love, but it's not. Come on, we know Mike the greatest. At least we still know that. D Rose one of the greatest Bulls, but it was too short And a lot of these shorties ain't really even up on D Rose like that because he was really done by like 2011, like at his highest stint. So they mow off of Kyrie and Curry and stuff. And what's the other boy name now? D'Angelo Ball and stuff. They on they.
I think we missing the point of the topic though. I think we missing the point of the topic because I think we're blurring the lines between who we think is greats of all time and the impact that they had on the game overall versus Chicago and the impact that Derrick Rose has had. And just the topic from the conversation. I guess that's the point I'm trying to say. I think Michael Jordan obviously had impact in Chicago, but he had worldwide impact where we're just talking about the impact in Chicago that a person has had.
Michael Jordan,
that's from there.
Michael Jordan
Go ahead.
Michael Jordan gave Chicago sport pride. D Rose gave Chicago city pride.
I mean, but yeah, we got them though too. Though I mean, D Rose, he ain't even the greatest one though. You can say Isaiah Thomas is better than. Him.
How y'all feel about Wade? How y'all feel about Wade?
Better career than him.
How y'all feel about Wade in this season?
Technically, D Wade kind of really from the outskirts of the Burbs. I stay in the Burbs too a little bit, so they don't really. And all that. I'm just gonna. Hey, I ain't trying to say nothing, but. The Fruit Loop thing really kind of weighed down on him too.
We knew that. We knew that one.
On the trenches ain't rocking with that.
Yes. See, Mel, we knew that one.
I wasn't gonna bring that particular side of his life up, but I think Chicago weighs that part heavy. Chicago weighs that part heavy when they.
Well, how long? I thought y'all had a strand of weed in Chicago named after Zaya Wade.
Man, I don't know about that strand. I'm straight. I'm on a rush too.
All right, man. Thanks for the call, bro.
All right, y'all be cool. Love y'all, black people.
Peace,
brother.
Brother.
Love y'all more, man. Appreciate it, dog.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna leave this conversation, this topic, in the hands of the Chicagoans. So if they say it's MJ.
Yeah, no thanks.
Some of them come out and say D Rose. Hey, it's D Rose. Whatever they say,
I can't deny. Right? They in the city. That's their time. I can't say different from how.
I definitely respect what he said for sure, but it is just one person. I think that this conversation is more 50-50 and closer to 50-50 if you ask people from Chicago than you think.
Agreed.
No, I'm with you, Chris, because I think if MJ comes to Susquehanna, Iowa, you're just gonna have a whole crowd around him, grown men screaming. So it don't matter wherever he goes, he has that impact everywhere. But
yeah,
so I'm with you.
Dang, somebody else from Chicago called, man. I was about to I had the phone lines closed. I take this one because it's Illinois. Caller from Illinois, what's up? Oh, hold on. Caller from Illinois, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, go ahead, bro.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Nah, I'm from the South. Bro ain't lying. MJ good in the side. It's literally the energy is the same for D Rose though. It's like he's just as good as MJ. MJ can walk the street. Ain't nobody gonna rob MJ in Chicago, bro. I'm telling you, they not even gonna touch him. For one, the OGs ain't gonna let nothing happen to him. The young niggas gonna respect him because they wearing his shoes. Like, it's MJ. But D Rose in Chicago, he's looked at on the same status as MJ. It's all look. D Wade, not so much.
What about
Hey, what about Candace Parker?
Candace Parker. He started messing with Gabrielle, bro. Like, she out there. They crazy.
What about Candace Parker? Where she rank at for y'all?
Candace Parker is up there. She one of the like we look at her as a dog. Like Candace is respected in the streets. Like a lot of people don't know WNBA ball, but they know who Candace Parker is because of what she did in the city.
And
You know
she
what
got
I'm
y'all
saying?
a
It's the
chip
same
too.
for D Rose. He went. You say what?
And she got y'all a chip too.
Yeah, exactly. She came home and got a chip. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
true. Yeah.
Like, and that right there just boosted her up within her community, like with women's basketball. Like the girls in the South look at Candace Parker like she MJ.
Sheesh. I respect
Like,
it.
yeah,
I respect
it's
it.
all love. Like
The
anybody
girls
that
in the side
made
looking at D
out
Wade too.
good- Nah, hell no.
What
Wade,
about Zeke, bro? What about Zeke?
Isaiah? He's not on the level of MJ or D Rose.
See,
He's a little bit
that's
lower,
crazy.
but he get love. Like
Yeah.
he's more of 80s Chicago, 70s, late 70s, early 80s Chicago. So he get the love because he went to an inner city school too, but he went to the hated inner city school.
Mm.
They was like the rivals of Marshall. Basically, Marshall was the high school that you went to, either Marshall, Simeon. It's like 3 or 4 of them, but the one that Zeke went to, they didn't really get no love like that. Now, if you watch Hoop Dreams, have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
You can see, like, didn't nobody mess with them because they was Catholic. You know, they all we don't even mess with that.
Interesting.
In the city, the West Side. I'm from the West Side, straight off of Sacramento, Madison. I'm right down the street from the stadium. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I seen D Rose in high school. We already knew. I was shocked when he went to the Bulls first pick, but I loved it. At the same time, like we had the same feeling about D Rose. As soon as he got drafted to the Bulls, even when I seen him playing in high school, it's just like that excitement. You look forward to seeing this person play. MJ came on WGN Channel 9.
Sure
I
did.
guarantee you.
WGN Channel
When he
9.
When he left, it was over with. Like I stopped watching basketball for like he even gonna lie to you for like a year. Literally, I'm like 10, 11 years old when he left. So it was just like, hell no. And when he came back, it was just like he never left.
Dang.
The excitement went all the way back up. And then the 72 and 10 Bulls, oh man, look, them dudes couldn't even walk down the street. It was a parade every time.
That's crazy. All right, man. I appreciate it,
Yeah,
man. We're gonna
they
move
was
out.
rock
We're gonna move to our next topic, man. Thanks for the call, man. We definitely appreciate it.
Bro,
Appreciate
appreciate
it,
y'all, man. Love.
brother.
All right, no doubt. Man, that's some good calls today from Chicago, man. I like that, man.
I like what he
All
said.
Yeah,
I
that
like
was
he
solid.
said they both on the same level for Chicago. I like that. I'll take that. That's a good answer.
So I'll go
All right,
ahead and
let me
take that dub on this topic, though. I'll take that.
Let me go ahead and get to these super chats. Why are y'all buying Clutch Sports BS trying to separate Chicago and D Rose, a top 5 Bull? We love them both. Isaiah Thomas is a Chicagoan, but he's a Piston like Rodman. Okay. Yeah. $10 super chat. Chicago, MJ, Rose, any Bull in or Chicago is good in the city. That's because they ain't like LeBron hiding in his mansion. Bulls players give back. Kirk Hinrich is love. Man, Kirk Hinrich is my dog.
Hey, they love Captain Kirk out there for sure.
Kirk Hinrich was tough, man. He was tough.
Bro, Kirk Hinrich and Steve Blake are my favorite.
Steve Blake.
Bro.
Him and Juan Dixon, go Terps.
Bro, Steve Blake.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve Blake. They say Steve Blake will run a fade with anybody. And
that's real. I didn't know he was like that.
Oh no! Okay. Pull up the fight he got in at practice when he was playing for the Lakers.
Wow. Okay.
Hey, and they said he was on go mode all the time. How Caruso is.
Yeah.
Steve Blake was like that, but I think Steve Blake's a better shooter than Caruso. For sure.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was tough, man. I remember him in college, man. Used to love him.
Yeah. D Wade betrayed and joined the enemy, but he from here, so he's okay, not loved. Shy protect their own. We up there with any city on sports. FNY, FLA, this Chicago. I ain't know Wolfio was from Chicago.
Up there with any city in sports, really?
What he
LA,
said?
New York, Boston, that's just not true. That's just not true.
We want to be like Mike. Rose is our brother. And last one, he said Zeke is respected in Chicago, not love. Okay. All right. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody said D Wade is loved in Milwaukee.
I know. Am I missing something? I'm Milwaukee.
Oh no.
Because of Jeffrey Dahmer, I think.
I'm scared. What?
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 So they both eat meat. That's what you saying?
Bro.
Jeez, how did we
Oh.
get here?
I thought that's where we were going.
Oh,
I
how
don't
did
know.
we get here?
Come on, Mel.
Golly.
I'm just, hey, Bree said it. I'm just trying to clarify. I'm asking clarifying questions, man. Hey, right now it's 39-32 in the second quarter with 7 minutes, 28 seconds left. Denver up by 7 points. I'm sorry. And Jokic. So this is what I like about Jokic's return, and this is what I was saying on all my videos. Denver got out rebounded tremendously without they didn't have Gordon half the time Jokic was gone. They didn't have Valanciunas over half the time, and they didn't have Jokic. Those are their top rebounders. I only seen one game where they out rebounded their opponent. They was winning games while getting out rebounded by double digits. Right now, with Jokic back and Valanciunas is back as well, his first game back was last game. They're out rebounding the Clippers 22-9.
Damn.
Right. That's where Jokic value is at. Jokic value is at no one can stop him from scoring, and he's a beast rebounder. He needs to give up the assist. He's got to give up the assist. And I hope that's what he learned while being
He didn't learn that.
injured.
Nope.
I hope so.
You'll see.
I hope he did, dog. I really do, man.
If he gave that up, all his Glazers, what are they going to do? For real. They're going to be mad. They expect him to play a certain way. They are going to be upset. He ain't get that up.
Yeah, they will be for real.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said we had homophobic, transphobic vibes.
What?
How do you know what homophobic means? What does that mean? Like, if I'm straight, does that make me homophobic? I'm straight, so I don't know. I don't know if I got a phobia.
Let's not get into that because I will destroy that nonsense. But let's go to the next topic.
All right, let's keep it sports.
Let's can't talk about shit no more, man.
I know, right?
Hey, listen, they don't want to see me on that topic. I will annihilate.
I don't understand. If somebody present a situation, is we not allowed to talk about it?
Guess not.
Ah, well.
It is what it is.
You know there's certain things you can't talk about. You know that.
Ah, well.
Yeah.